Hello, I am coming to you from the urban jungle.
Chicago, Chicago, that toddling town.
Let me ask you something. Do you really need a wood camping stove? Here on the table are all the stoves that I own. Small wood camping stoves. And I had two more actually. I had the solo stove, 7-inch wood camping stove. I had two of them. Solo stove had a special 3 years ago, buy one get one free, so I bought two of them. Bought one, got one free, and then I gave them away to a couple of friends of mine. But I still have these. I have this one from 4Dog Designs, 4Dog Stoves. This one from Nature Hike. This is the Sterno stove. This is some Chinese no-name. This is a Boundless Voyage. It's a cup and a stove. And this is another no-name stove. These are for burning wood. But the question I asked myself after I got a lot of these is, do I really need one? I can tell you, in all these stoves combined, I've used them maybe 10 times. I really don't use them. And I've thought about it and thought about it. And I can't think of a use case for them. Can you guys think of any time you would actually need a wood stove to use? Because think about it. If you're going out into the woods to cook with a fire, then why wouldn't you just use an open fire? Why would you need a wood stove? So I can't think of any reason why I would use a wood stove when I'm out in the woods instead of just an open fire. If you guys can think of a use case, where it would come in handy, please comment below. So my advice is, don't buy one, save your money, because these can get very expensive. If you really need to buy one, then I would go with this. This is the Sterno one. This costs only $14. And this actually is much easier to use than the rest of these. Because look at this, it's very big. You can feed the wood through here. It has a pot stand that can accommodate all kinds of pot sizes. Your fire can be very big. You can actually cook on this. You can boil 4 liters of water if you wanted to. Or you can actually grill on this because of this grill it has on top. These other ones are nice, but I don't see myself using them again. And this one, it's titanium, 4Dog Stoves. It's very nice, actually. It's a good stove, but it's too small. The most you can do with this is boil 2 cups of water. And that even takes an effort to do, because it's so small. You have to constantly feed the fire into the wood. Feed wood into the stove to keep the fire going. So the bigger ones are better for this, because you can put a lot of wood in and have the fire go for a long time before you have to feed it again. This one and this one is a gasifier. This one, it's really not that functional. You can boil water, yeah, that's about it, because you have to feed the wood from here. And you have your pot on top and the water's inside. This one you can use with wood or an alcohol stove or gel or espid, but its steel is quite heavy, so I wouldn't recommend it. Now I'll say this, if you are gonna buy a stove, don't buy these expensive ones. Get El Cheapo, the Sterno one. It does the job wonderfully. And it's actually, I think, easier to use than these, because this is much easier to light than these kinds of stoves, because you have to put the wood inside and light the fire inside, and it's kind of tough to get going. But this one, it's an open design, it's got a grill on it, It only costs $14 and it gets the job done. Let me show you. I'm gonna start a fire, make some coffee, and have some cake with it. I'm making cowboy coffee. That is, I'm boiling it. And that's how I make it at home, actually. Oh, this fire is really going now. So this Sterno stove can also be used with Sterno fuel, actually. So it's pretty versatile. And it folds up flat, so it doesn't take a lot of space. So if you really need a stove, as I said, don't waste your money on that other stuff. Just get this one. It's 14 bucks and it does the job. Coffee and almond cake. Cheers, guys. Oh, that's delicious. This is a Starbucks Italian roast, and I grind it myself at home. I have a manual grinder. It's kind of fun. There's nothing like a cup of coffee out in the cold. It's about 35 degrees right now. Our fire's still going. That's pretty nice and warm. So one thing about this Sterno stove, the metal is soft. So you can actually bend it with your fingers, but that's okay. It doesn't affect the performance at all. So there you have it. Don't buy a stove unless you absolutely need one, and if you do, buy El Cheapo, the Sterno one. So guys, thanks for being with me. Please share, like, and subscribe, and see you next time.